You don't have to like me. I like myself. I love myself for the both of us. That's funny. What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you guys. Season 5, you guys. Episode number 2. And this episode was titled "Walking a Tightrope." You guys, when I tell you this episode had me laughing, and it was really more so towards the end of the episode when we got to the girls meeting up together. Oh my God, we can feel however we want to feel about Mary Martha Cosby, but the lady is unintentionally funny, and she cracked me up in this episode. So I don't even know where we start up with this episode because the episode was once again another good episode. I was like, okay, Salt Lake City, I see y'all. Because I know from me, I watched last season and I even myself was a little bit worried when it was announced that what's her name? What's old girl's name? Monica. When they said Monica wasn't coming back for season 5, I was like, oh, because Monica, y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about Monica, but she was good. She is a nutcase, I believe. And there are a lot of things we can say about Monica, but I think Monica was good for the show. Agree, disagree, it is what it is, right, you guys? But this episode, let's go ahead and just start up the episode with where it started up at with Lisa. Lisa Barlow is completely delusional, if we're being honest with each other, right? So we see Lisa and Bronwyn. They are in Lisa's car, and they're talking about what happened the night before, right? And Bronwyn, you can tell Bronwyn is not feeling Brittany. And I have a question to anybody who knows, because I was watching this episode and I saw that they showed a flashback scene of Brittany and her boyfriend, right? So my question is, was Brittany originally supposed to be a full-time housewife, but somewhere along the lines they demoted her to a friend of? Like, I wonder if that's what happened. But Bronwyn is like, Brittany came in pretty hot on she and Mary, calling, which she did. She called them hoarder. She called Mary a hoarder. She was trying to relate to Mary by talking about being poor when Mary never said nothing about her growing up poor. Now, I can get how you can take it as she was saying that, but ma'am, those words never came out of her mouth that she was poor. You made an insinuation, and you made an insinuation. You insinuated she was poor, and you made an assumption that she was poor, but she wasn't, right? So then they're also talking about Lisa and Whitney and Angie, right? Now, I said what I said last week. Was I upset that they came at Whitney? Absolutely not. You guys know I don't really see it for Whitney, but I can defend Whitney in the same breath because they did gang up on Whitney. Because at first it was Lisa and Whitney going back and forth, then Meredith chimed in, then Heather chimed in. So it was a gang up. Now we see as they and while they were talking about Angie called Lisa on the phone, telling Lisa that she wants to sit down with her and have a conversation with her. And I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. I mean, you're sitting down with Lisa Barlow, who is self-absorbed, selfish, and all about self. So I don't know if this sit down with Lisa is going to go the way that Angie wants it to go, but we shall see. So we see as they're picking up Heather, and they went to Wendy's. Now, granted, I know Lisa don't cook, and I know she eats a lot of fast food, but Wendy's, to me personally, Wendy's food is not all that great. Their chicken nuggets ain't even that good, to be honest with you either. The very like I recently did eat at Wendy's, and it was just because I was out and I was like, Wendy's is right here, and I'm gonna stop because I was hungry. But the time I hadn't ate Wendy's since the pandemic, because there's a Wendy's around the corner from my apartment. And one day I was at home and I was like, well, I didn't want anything else. I was like, let's go to Wendy's, and went to Wendy's, got food poisoning from Wendy's, ain't been back since then. So when Heather got in the car, they were also talking about the night before, right? Lisa is playing victim with this whole situation with Whitney and his podcast. Yet, so Whitney said you're a villain. It's not the end of the world, Lisa. And like I said in last week's review, you have been a villain. You were a villain to Mary. You were a villain to Meredith. I would say Jen, but I won't say Jen because I think you and Jen gave to each other because Jen also called you a racist, right? And I know I saw some people say that they wondered if that's why Lisa had those two black women, of the two black women there, because of the whole thing that Jen said that Lisa was racist. I don't know. Do I believe Lisa's racist? No, I don't believe that Lisa's racist. I will say that, and I think I've said it before, right? Now with Bronwyn, we can see that Bronwyn doesn't see it for Ms. Again, she doesn't see it for Miss Brittany, but she did say that she didn't feel like it was a gang up on Whitney. And I was like, Bronwyn, girl, I do like you, but that was absolutely 100% a gang up on her. Like her and Lisa were going back and forth, and then Heather decided to chime in, and so did Meredith. That was absolutely a gang up. So we're not going to sit there and play that game like that girl wasn't ganged up on. Again, I'm not a Whitney fan anymore. I liked Whitney season one, but then when season two came, when we got Jenny Wynn and how they defended Jenny, I was good on it, right? So after that, actually, what I want to bring up real quick is Bravo. Are y'all paying Monica? Because y'all have used Monica's likeness in episode one and in episode two. Y'all either gonna pay Monica for her likeness or bring Monica back. Now I know the fans may not want Monica back, but I actually think Monica would be good. Actually, from what I've heard, production they asked Monica to come back at the end of filming, but some of the ladies didn't want to go for that. Baby, tell these ladies that they're the talent. You guys are, they're the talent. You guys make those decisions. Now, granted, they can choose not to film with her, but she ain't done nothing to she was cool with Mary. She hasn't met Bronwyn. So those are two people that she could film with because her and Mary were good friends. I don't know if they still are. Um Heather is just when it comes to Heather, Heather is a hypocrite, and that's all I'll say with Heather. But that's neither here nor there. We'll go ahead and move on, you guys. So we'll move on to the next person, and I got a lot of questions when we get to this next person, Angie. Now I know people don't. There are people out there don't like Angie. I'm one of them, right? I think for me, Angie is a try hard, especially with that whole scroll thing. I think Angie was just looking for a moment, and I guess it was a good moment because I saw she was on Watch What Happens Live last night, and Andy wants the scroll. I was like, really, Andy, you want that scroll? I guess if you want it, have at it, right? So we see as Angie is sitting down with Sean and telling Sean, what happened with she and Lisa, how Lisa lunged at her and Lisa was aggressive. I was like, Angie, I think you've been putting 20 on 10. She did kind of jump up out of her seat at you, but I don't know if she necessarily lunged at you because the worst that I saw Lisa do was take that glass that she was drinking out of and toss it. That was what I did see, but her lunging at you, I don't remember that. But I could be wrong, right? So Angie is telling Sean that, she just needs to sit down with Lisa, be honest with Lisa, and tell Lisa how she feels. I was like, girl, that is not going to go over well. Again, Lisa Barlow is all about self-centered, selfish, and self-absorbed. It's going to go over Lisa's head, and Lisa's going to make it about Lisa. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, next scene with Angie. So we see Angie. I guess Angie and Sean are opening up another salon. Congratulations to them. The question that I have is this is to my my B squad members who are, Caucasian. So when y'all get up in the morning, right? Because Angie said that her blowout was from the day before. So when y'all get up and take a shower and all that kind of good stuff, y'all don't wash your hair the next day? Because I mean, your hair is dirty. So y'all don't watch y'all watch everything. Well, some of y'all, because I know some of y'all don't wash y'all's legs, right? But y'all don't wash y'all's like your hair is filthy, it's dirty. Everything on your body is dirty from the day before. So you're walking around with dirt in your hair. I just have a question about. I truly want to know that question. Do y'all not wash y'all's hair? Like, do y'all not wash y'all's hair? I'm just asking a question. Let me know in the comment section below. So Bronwyn came down, right? And actually, before we get to that, let's talk about Angie and Lisa real quick because I forgot about that. Angie and Lisa they did sit down with each other, and it was like I said, it was awkward when Lisa got there, and they didn't have the most productive conversation with each other because, like I said, Lisa managed to make it all about Lisa. When here's the thing, Lisa said something to me that I was like, "Girl, you cannot be serious with me," because she was saying that that conversation that was with had between she and Heather and Angie was just between the three of them. I was like, "No, girl, it was between you, Lisa. It was between you, Angie, Heather, and the camera crew, and everybody that was around that was recording it because it was filmed." So eventually, not Lisa, Whitney would have saw what was said. So what are you so mad about? Like, I didn't get that, right? But Angie's telling Lisa how she didn't sleep well the night before, and how she felt like they ganged up on Whitney. And I agree with her. They definitely did gang up on Whitney. So you guys can agree or disagree. It is what it is, right? So Lisa ended up leaving, like I said, because Lisa managed to make that entire scene about herself. I was like, wow, your friend of however many years is sitting here telling you how she felt, but in the moment, you managed to make it all about you. I was like, okay, very interesting. But again, y'all know I'm not. Here's the thing, right? Salt Lake City, I love the show. If I were to say if there's anybody on Salt Lake City that I do like, it's Meredith and it's Mary. And in doses with Mary, right? Because Mary has her moments where she be like, she says stupid and ignorant things that I cannot defend, but she's also funny at the same time, right? But that's neither here nor there. Now back to the scene that I was talking about previously with Bronwyn down at Angie's salon. So she was getting her hair done, and they were talking about the party as well, right? So like I said, Bronwyn, she's not really feeling Brittany, but she was like she don't want to call the woman dumb and stupid. I was like, dang. But I'm gonna talk about Miss Brittany in a little bit, and I may call her dumb and stupid. I can't say yes or no, but I got some things that I want to say about Miss Brittany. But we'll talk about her when we get to her, right? Um, Now I don't know if I don't because Angie didn't really say what Brittany said about the heart shaped jacket that Brittany had on, but she said that they went out the day before and she mentioned it. So she didn't really say what the girl had said. And I was like, this is why I don't like Angie. Because Angie is just a no for me. And I didn't even watch season 3 to know Angie, but when I saw her last season, she was just an absolute no. That's why I say with Angie is a try hard for me. She does things to try to, um, have the moment, right? Especially when it comes to Meredith, right? That's why I didn't see her for her because I just felt like she was doing everything just for a moment for the show. But you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, you guys. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next person, you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about Meredith. So Meredith is out with Seth, and Meredith is, doing cooking because Seth, he got another job, and Seth works in Ohio, so he's not really here, and Seth doesn't really cook. And I was like, I was trying to figure out why Meredith had that blazer on over that stove. I was really confused by that. Why Meredith had that blazer on. I was like, Meredith, you don't take this damn blazer off. Girl, I know you hot with this blazer on, and I know it's hot over that stove. But they made saksusha. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I've saw it before. Um, so they sat down to talk with each other. And so Meredith's whole storyline this season is she wants to have a bat mitzvah. I was like, say what now? A who? A what? I was like, in a bat mitzvah and bar mitzvah for young Jewish men and young boys and girls when they come of age, like with the Hispanic community, the quinceañera. I was like, don't you have to be like, ain't that like for a 13 to 12 to 13-year-old kid? And she said yes. I was like, oh, okay. But she further explained that she didn't get, her family didn't do it to her and her sister when they were young. I was like, okay. So then Seth was like, but I told you you should do it when Chloe got bat mitzvah and she didn't do it. And I was like, okay. So this seems like storyline Meredith. Ew. Okay. I'm cool with it. I guess Meredith is more becoming in tune with her Jewish heritage because of the recent events, you guys. And you guys know the I don't speak on that because that is something that, I'm not, there are a lot of things that I'm well versed in, but that one is one, the Hamas and Palestine thing. That is something that JB is not well versed in. So I won't give my 2 cents and I won't give my opinions because I am not well versed in it. So I choose to stay out of. Well, I don't choose to stay out of. I just choose not to speak on it because I'm not well versed in it. That's where we are, right? So then we see Meredith. She's at home, and Brooks and Chloe come in. Now, you guys know that Brooks, Gia, Teresa's daughter, Candy, daughter Riley, as well as Bree, is one of Kim's daughters. I think it's the young. I think it's the second daughter. Brianna. Is that what the hell is that baby's name? Whatever her name is. Y'all know Kim Zolciak, formerly of Real Housewives of Atlanta, her daughter, and it's somebody else on that cast. It's Brooks, it's Riley, Gia, Kim's daughter, and it's another kid. I can't remember who, but they filmed a show in New York, I think Brooklyn or something, Manhattan or something like that. That's gonna feature the kids. I know Meredith is gonna make some appearances on there. I think Teresa will as well. So if y'all are interested in that, go check it out. But when Brooks walked into this scene, I was like, I remember what it is about Brooks that kind of annoys me. He's boring. He's boring. But he's much like Meredith. They're very monotone, and it's just like, oh my God. Like no excitement comes when you see Brooks, right? No excitement in his voice, no expression. Now, Meredith was making the bath bombs. I was like, oh my God, Meredith, I love you down, girl. But are you really finna make this an issue with Whitney? The damn bath bombs? Meredith, it ain't that deep, my love. Beloved, it ain't that deep. Like, there are so many bath bomb companies out there that you would be in competition with. So Whitney would just be one of many. So she let her kids know that she's getting bat mitzvah, and her kid and Brooks was like, seriously, really? You're too old for that. I was like, well, damn. I wasn't saying that she was too old. Well, yes, I was. Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Well, yes, I was. I wasn't being ageist. I'm just saying, from what I know, and she said it in this episode. It's a coming of age thing. Married to the girl, you done came of age 3 times, well, 3 or 4 times since, right? Because I don't know how old Meredith is. I would say Meredith in her 50s, or is she in her late 40s? Because Lisa says she's in her mid 40s, her late 40s, mid late 40s. So Meredith got to be somewhere in her. If she's not in her 50s, she in her late 40s. Neither here nor there, right? So she's also talking about the bath bombs with Whitney. I was like, my God, Meredith, please let these bath bombs go. Like, I get it. Whitney seems like a snake in the grass. We know Whitney's a snake in the grass, but girl, please don't harp on this. Please, for the love of God, do not harp on this with Whitney all season. You mentioned it last week. Whitney said what she said. Whitney said what she said, and it is what it is. Please move on, like Elsa. So, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next person, you guys. And I got something to say. Mary Martha Cosby. Now, like I said, Mary's my girl when it comes to shading these Caucasian ladies. I be here for it. But Mary, your son. I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question very nicely, right? Your son and his wife. Number one, are they still married to each other? Number two, if they still married to each other, are they both on the spectrum? Oh God, please stop. Leave me alone. So yeah, Mary, is your son on this? Is your son and his wife on the spectrum? Like I just had that question. Are they on the spectrum? And if they are, nothing's wrong with that. But I do have the question about your son because you said your son is not in college. I was like, okay, college ain't for everybody. Go to a trade school, right? Then Mary says he asked her for money. I was like, okay. He's in his early 20s. I'm not upset about that because I asked my mama for money, but I was in college too when I asked my mom for money. But then she said he's not working. I was like, wait a minute. So your son he's not in school. He don't have a job. He's married. He asked you for money. That's why I asked, is he and his wife on the spectrum? Because I'm sorry, there is, and then you guys remember if he like season 2 that there was a case against Mary and her son for I don't know if this is his wife that was living with them at the time, but there was a case against them, which I know has been later dropped, but it was a case against them for having a minor in the house, I believe, right? And I wonder, is it his wife? And then I asked, that's why I asked the question: are they on the spectrum? Because I just don't understand that. I mean, here's the thing: spoil your child, do whatever, right? But here's my thing also: I'm not gonna have an able-bodied grown-ass adult unless you're on the spectrum. If you're on the spectrum, that's fine. I don't expect you to work and do things like that. But if you're not on the spectrum, you're not gonna sit up in my house, eat my food, use my lights, my water, my anything in my house, and not contribute to it. You're not in school, you're not working, and you asking me for money. Ain't no way, ain't no way, Jack. Ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. Mary did say eventually she gonna push him out the nest. Girl, you should have been pushed him out the nest. Again, I'm gonna ask this question one more time. Is that boy on the spectrum and his wife? Because if they are on the spectrum, that makes I'm okay with her doing what she does. But if they not on the spectrum, you just enabling two grown ass people, especially your son. And then if his wife ain't on the spectrum, girl, you want to be married to a man like that? I would never marry somebody that is mooching off their mama or their parents. Like I don't have a problem with you living at home with your mama and your dad. I don't have a problem with you living at home with your parents, but please have a job or something. Have a job, be in school, be trying to do something better with your life. But hey, that's all I got to say. You guys let me know what you think about that, and we will go ahead and move on to our next person. All right, you guys. So next up, we got Bronwyn. Now, Bronwyn, your house is much like what I see when it comes to Mary's house, right? Because Mary's house, you know, y'all have great style, but your homes are just a little on the tacky side for me. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit tacky. No shade, no shade, right? Because all of them colors that I was seeing in the kitchen, the cabinets are blue. Then you go into the living room and it looks like a rainbow threw up in there on the carpets and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, God, what the hell is this? It was a no for me, Brittany. I'm not Brittany Bronwyn. I like you. I like you. I think you're a great addition to the show, but that decor and that decor. And then I noticed also with your stairs, you ain't got no y'all don't have no railing. What is it with the Salt Lake City women that don't have railing on their stairs? That's what happened with Monica last season when she fell down Angie K's stairs. There were no rails. Like, I'm sorry, but what is going on here with the no railing of it all, right? So we meet Bronwyn's husband. What is his name? Todd. Baby, Todd look like Father Time. Todd is an old. He I don't know how old Todd is, but Todd look like he up there in his 70s. He look like Tom Girardi old. That man is old. But her dog Freddie is so freaking cute. When I saw Freddie for the first time when she was in the car with Lisa, I was like, "Oh, Freddie is so cute." I want a dog, but with me living in an apartment, I ain't getting no dog until I get a house. So we're just getting introduced to Bronwyn. So Bronwyn, she said that Todd is was formerly the CEO of Palm. And I was like, Palm? Girl, I ain't heard Palm in years. That is something I have not heard in years. She and Todd, they don't have any kids together. She has her daughter, Gwen, who's getting ready to go to college. She had Gwen when she was 19 years old, and she said that Gwen's father really didn't want to, want to know parts of that. So that's how she and her daughter got super close. And yeah, that was really pretty much it with Bronwyn. I don't think we had anything else with Bronwyn, but overall, I do think Bronwyn. I like Bronwyn as a housewife. I'm excited to see Bronwyn, more of her. Oh, she did tell us how her and her husband met. So I guess they worked in the same. I don't know if they worked at the same company. I forgot what she said, but I do remember she said that the man asked her for her email, and people said that he was flirting with her. And she said that she said, well, he asked me for his email. He asked me for my email. They said he asked you for your email because he's too old to text. I was like, that's shady, but funny at the same time. So, you guys, let's go ahead and move on and wrap up the episode with Heather. All right, you guys, Heather. So we saw Heather and Whitney meet up, right? And somebody mentioned this. I don't know if it was in my comments or in my live last week, or if it was on because I watched Kempire last week after I did my live. I don't remember if it was my live or if it was his, but somebody mentioned the fact that we ain't heard Whitney or Heather talk about them being cousins since what season. And you guys know I didn't watch season 3, but I ain't heard them two mention anything about them being cousins in a while. So they went looking for crystals, right? And Whitney is talking about, the ladies are saying that I lied about my feelings. Okay, Whitney. The thing with Whitney that gets on my nerves is the whole trauma thing. I know that was her storyline. Was it last season or was it season 3? One, it was a season where that was her storyline because she was talking about something that happened to her. I think it was season 3 because I tuned out of season 3. I believe it was season 3. So Heather told her it just to them it felt like she'd just DAGF, right? I was like, Heather and these acronyms in this episode. She used quite a lot of acronyms, right? But Whitney said that, she wanted Heather to stand up for her and Heather apologized to her, right? So then they talked about going to Milwaukee for, because Trixie has a bar in Milwaukee and Trixie wants Whitney to come out. So she wanted to do it as a girls trip, right? So after that, Whitney was talking about the fact that she met Bronwyn and that she really liked Bronwyn. And so Heather is feeling away because, Bronwyn was talking about Whitney when she was in a car with Lisa and Heather. I was like, Heather, girl, you finna put 20 on 10, huh? Okay. It is what it is, right? So then we see, y'all, this is where things really trip me out. So we see as Bronwyn, not Bronwyn, but Brittany. It's too many B's this season. Brittany Bronwyn. We see as Brittany and Heather went to go play pickleball, right? When I tell you guys that when I tell you guys that Brittany is an interesting character, she's interesting. First of all, Brittany's face confuses me because she looks different in her scenes than she does in her interviews, right? I don't know if it's Botox or whatever, Botox fillers, but it's something off with her face in her interviews, right? So we also find out that she's been married twice and divorced twice, right? And that her ex and her boyfriend's ex, they dated each other, and that's how they got in contact with each other. I was like, say what now? Okay, weirdo. Then she's talking about how she's gone from relationship to relationship. I was like, don't you think you might want to go to therapy for that? Because that sounds like a problem. You might want to try to figure out because girl, you needs to go seek therapy for why you keep going from relationship to relationship because it's just not it's weird. It's weird to me, you guys. It's weird to me. It is so weird to me. Um so then we find out a little bit more about Miss Brittany. So Brittany, like I said, a weird one. Brittany puts the men she's dating above her kids, and I was like, girl, that is so weird. How do you put men before your children that came out of your vaginal, your vagina? I don't get that. That is so weird to me. I don't give a damn. I don't care about the religion. Like that's the religion is something I honest to God do not care about. But girl, I just don't understand how do you put men before your kids? Like it's so weird to me. It's super duper weird to me. But okay, girlfriend, if you like it, I love it. I really don't. I can guarantee you, I don't love it. It's weird. So we see as Heather got all the ladies together, right? I thought they were doing zip lining, but it wasn't zip lining. I still don't know what it was that they were doing. But y'all, when I tell y'all, I hollered when when Brittany came up and Mary said, "Oh God, oh Lord, God, please help, please be with me. I need all of your grace." I said, "Oh my God." Mary cracked me up with that stuff right there. So then at one point, Mary said that Brittany isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. She said she's not even the sharpest spoon. I was like, you can't make this up. And I don't think when it comes to like I know people always like to say people have rehearsed reads. When it comes to Mary, I don't think that anything with her is rehearsed. I think that it's literally just coming off the top of the dome when it comes to Mary Cosby, right? So then Brittany said, "Hi, Mary. How are you today?" Mary said, "I'm good. How are you?" She says, "I'm good." And Mary said, "I hope you stay that way." I could not do anything but laugh at that. So then they did the little thing that they were gonna do, and they sat down. They got lunch. Right. Mary ordered I think she ordered a quesadilla with something with beans. I think she ordered something with beans, and she said, "I hope it don't give me gas." She said, "I hope nobody heard me say that." Then the girl asked her if she wants some salsa, and she says, "No, it'll give me gas." I was like, "Girl, what you already have should be giving you gas." But okay. So they sat down to eat. And Brittany said, clink, 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 clink. I got something to say. Clink, 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 clink. Oh my God. So this fool decided to announce that she and Jared, or whatever his name is, they went out, they bought some jewelry. He asked her to be his girlfriend, and they made it Instagram official. So they made it Instagram official, right? And she showed the post. It was her at Costco in the shopping cart. I was like, first of all, how did you get in that shopping cart? That was the first question I had, is how did she get in the shopping cart? Then Lisa looked at it and said, girl, that is not Instagram official. Mary asked the question of, why is that plane flying over? So, I mean, my God, she didn't ask that question. That's me. Mary asked the question, why do we care? I was with Mary. I was like, thank God somebody said it. Why do we care? So Brittany told Mary she's rude, and Lisa told her, girl, again, this is not Instagram official. She says it looked like Jared is just working you. I was like, damn. And Whitney says, I agree with what Lisa said. Of course you do, Whitney. So she said that her daughters don't talk to her, right? Girl, I would imagine your kids don't talk to you. I mean, if you prioritize a man over your kids, I would never want to talk to you. Like, that's weirdo behavior to me, to prioritize a man over your children. I really don't get it. I I really don't get it. But it is what it is. She did it, right? And Mary called it out, right? Mary told her to basically go try to work on your relationship with your kids. And so and Mary also told her she needs to do some soul searching. I was like, amen to that. So Brittany got mad and told Mary to shut up. And Mary said, shut me up. Shut me up. You shut up. I was laughing. So then Bronwyn hopped in and told her, I would like to know something about you that's not so unhinged. And Brittany's like, what did you say? And Bronwyn said, well, everything that I've heard about you, girl, it's unhinged. And I was like, I agree. So Heather then took the time to call out Bronwyn for the stuff with Whitney. And Bronwyn was like, but I told Whitney what I did when I was in the car with you and Lisa. Bronwyn felt the way because Lisa has been her friend for what, 7, 8 years, and she's not defending her. I was like, girl, I could have told you that your friend of 7 or 8 years wasn't gonna have your back, right? So Lisa and Whitney got into it again. But Whitney finally apologizes to Lisa. Lisa accepted it, but in her interview says we still have issues. Girl, she apologized to you. Let it go, like Elsa said. Please let it go. So then after that, Meredith's like, well, she didn't apologize to me. Well, she didn't apologize to me. I was like, Meredith, no, 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 no. We're not gonna do that, Meredith. We are not gonna do that. And then I'm so sick of Whitney and this trauma thing. Whitney, go get therapy. That's all I'm gonna say to you, beloved. And so Whitney invited all the girls to Milwaukee for the girls trip and to deal with, be at Trixie's drag bar. Meredith said that she may not come. Whitney don't really care if she comes or not, right? And that was the episode. So you guys let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, please stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.